What up, y'all? It's your boy Shake. With the recent price increases to the original Nintendo Switch family of systems and accessories, I've really begun to ask myself, is Nintendo pricing out their fan base? The Nintendo Switch 2 hasn't been out for 3 months, so there are still lots of people that haven't had the opportunity to go hands-on with it. In fact, I recently went on a work trip and all of my colleagues that were Switch 1 owners were skeptic about upgrading. Once they were able to go hands-on with my system, they immediately saw the difference and walked away generally impressed. And if I'm talking about Switch 2, I do think it's worth $450. As a standalone piece of technology with magnetic Joy-Cons, Game Share, and all of its new features, it's pretty remarkable. The issue is that $450 is just the price of entry. That's before we start factoring an $80 Mario Kart World if you're a physical collector, an additional $100 for Joy-Cons, or $90 for the Pro Controller. For me, the first red flag was Amiibo. For over a decade, Amiibo have kept strong and held price at $12.99, so I wasn't too upset when they bumped it up to $15. However, the recent line of Amiibos like the Tears of the Kingdom Champions and the Donkey Kong Bonanza Amiibo launched at $30. Then Capcom jumped off a cliff with their Street Fighter VI Amiibo at $40, which is absolutely insane when you consider that you can get fully articulated Jada toys for a little more than half of that. And I love my Amiibos, so this is where things begin to get spicy. Nintendo has historically been the console manufacturer that prices their products for mass market consumption. The Wii launched at $250, and later in its life there was a $99 version. While the 3DS launched at $250, it only took 5 months before they lowered the price to $170, and we later got budget versions like the 2DS for considerably cheaper. The reason all of this matters, especially for an Amiibo collector like myself, is I have to ask, at what point are we just priced out? Even though I might have the discretionary income to buy the Street Fighter Amiibo now, that wasn't always my circumstance. Actually, when Amiibo first launched, I was broke, and I had to choose which Amiibo I could pick up. And when you consider that the price of one Street Fighter Amiibo is the same price as the vanilla game without the DLC, it seems like Nintendo and Capcom in this instance are asking customers to make really tough decisions. I'd like to believe if you only had $40, you'd buy Street Fighter VI because it's an amazing port and you get more value out of it. But even if you're a diehard Nintendo fan, it would cost you $100 to get Donkey Kong Bonanza and the Amiibo, when in the Switch 1 era, a similar purchase would be $73 to $75 in total for a game and its accompanying Amiibo. Which really brings me to the next point, the necessity of these accessories. If you're in a home with multiple kids, you may need an additional pair of Joy-Cons. If you're someone that's a more traditional gamer, you want that Pro Controller. And the harsh reality is we're in an economic climate where people are still talking about the price of groceries. So that $40 Amiibo or that $90 Pro Controller or those $100 Joy-Cons become a pill that's a lot harder to swallow, especially when you've just spent $450 to $500 on a new console. While there have been headlines about underwhelming third-party game sales and the ongoing game keycard discourse, I think the real issue is that Nintendo may for the first time be simply pricing out their fans. My worry is that if Nintendo wants to maintain their position as the Disney of the gaming industry with iconic IP in Mario, Zelda, and Pokemon, they've got to ensure there's a reasonable price of entry and good value proposition for consumers. Right now, we're seeing the hardcore Nintendo enthusiasts buy the Switch 2, but I can't for certain say if this is sustainable for 8 years like the OG Switch, which never saw a price reduction. And considering that we're seeing Sony increase the prices of the PlayStation 5 family of systems, and Microsoft doing the same thing with the Xbox, I don't know what the future of gaming is really going to look like. I'd really love to know what you guys think. So please let me know in the comment section below, and if you've enjoyed this video, please drop a like, hit the notification bell, and obviously, please subscribe to the channel. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers. Your boy is back. Holla at me. Peace.